For most of my life, I believe something very simple. If you travel enough, if you see enough of the world, if you keep moving forward, you will eventually find happiness somewhere along the way. And honestly, it makes sense. Travel feels like freedom, like possibility, like escape from routine, pressure, and everything that is heavy in your life. So I kept traveling, new countries, new oceans, new cities, new beginnings again and again and again. And from the outside, it looked like a perfect life. But there was a moment when I had to face a difficult truth. Travel was changing my location, but it wasn't always changing how I felt inside. And that realization quietly changed the way I see happiness forever. There is a powerful story our culture tells about travel, that somewhere out there in another country, another beach, another skyline, a better version of life is waiting for you. A version where you feel lighter, more alive, more free, more yourself. And sometimes travel really does feel that way. You arrive somewhere new and suddenly everything is fresh. Different language, different smells, different rhythm of life. For a moment you forget your worries, you forget your routine, you feel open again. And in those moments, it's easy to believe this is what happiness looks like. So naturally, you want more of it. More trips, more destinations, more movement. Because if one place felt good, maybe the next one will feel even better. Travel wasn't just something I did sometimes. It slowly became the structure of my entire life. From working as a scuba dive instructor in warm coastline places, through living in luxury island environments, to moving to a global city full of ambition, and now flying constantly as a cabin crew, crossing countries and continents every single week. Airports became normal, suitcases became routine, goodbyes became ordinary. I've watched sunsets in different parts of the world, heard languages I never expected to hear, and in many ways it's still an incredible privilege. I've seen places many people only dream about, experienced moments that are objectively beautiful. But here's the part people don't talk about enough. You can see the whole world and still feel something missing inside. There isn't always one dramatic moment when this realization appears. Sometimes it's quieter than that. You arrive in another beautiful place, but the excitement fades faster than before. You take photos, but feeling behind them feels distant. You look around and you think, I should feel happier than this. And that sentence, I should feel happier, can be surprisingly heavy, because it creates a silent question. Travel can change what you see around you, but it doesn't automatically change what you carry within you. And if something inside feels unresolved, movement alone can't solve it. I think sometimes we don't travel only to discover the world. Sometimes we travel to avoid facing ourselves, because movement is powerful. When you're always going somewhere new, you don't have to sit too long with uncomfortable thoughts. You don't have to ask difficult questions like, am I happy with my direction? Do I feel connected to my life? What am I actually searching for? Constant motion can feel like progress, but internally, it can also become avoidance. And I say this without judgment because I felt it myself. There were times where the next destination felt easier than honest reflection. But eventually, no matter how far you go, you still meet the same person in the mirror. This is where my perspective began to change. I've started noticing something simple but deeply important. Not all the travel experience feel the same. Some trips disappear from memory quickly, fast, busy, distracted, more about movement than meaning. And others stays with you for years because of the people you've been with, the conversations you had, the way you felt inside, and the presence of the moment. And that's when I understood happiness in travel isn't about how many places you visit. It's about how deeply you experience the moments you're in. Quality over quantity, presence over movement, connection over collection. Travel is still beautiful, still meaningful, and still one of the greatest teachers in entire life. It can open your mind, expand your perspective, show you different ways of living, remind you how big the world really is. But travel is not a guaranteed solution to inner emptiness, because peace, clarity, and meaning are not places on a map. They are experiences built slowly inside a life. And sometimes the most important journey is not across the world, but toward yourself. I'm still grateful for every place I've seen, and I know travel will always be part of my life, but now I try to look for something different in each journey. Not just new scenery, but deeper presence. Not just more destinations, but more meaning in the moments. Because in the end, a meaningful life isn't measured by stamps in a passport, but by how fully you were there while living it. And if you ever felt that travel alone didn't give you what you expected, you're not alone.